Magic Studio is Canva's collection of AI power tools, and honestly, I don't know how we managed to design without them. In this video, I will show you how to use these features one by one, and trust me, some of them are truly incredible and you might not have even heard of them yet. Some of the features are only for pro users, so if you don't have a pro account yet, I'd recommend to try the free trial just to test them out. So let's get started.
Alright, now let's start with a feature that not everyone knows about. It's part of the Magic Studio in Canva, powered by AI, of course. This is Magic Blend, and it allows you to blend two images together. To start, you need two images. I already have one here, and I want to search for another image to blend it with it. I'll search for an image of an airplane. I'll go to Photos, and let's just randomly pick an image with an airplane. I'll drag it a little so I don't have too much unnecessary background. And I'll make it a bit smaller and position it up here because I want the airplane to look like it's just flying on the horizon. To use this feature, I just need to select both images at the same time. Just click on one image, hold Shift, and then click on the other image. Next, I'll go to Edit, and the only app available here is the Blend feature. I'll click on it, and now I need to position the images exactly where I want them to be when they merge. Make sure the images are the size you want them to be. If you didn't adjust them earlier, now is the time to reposition and resize them. When you're ready, click on Blend Images, and in a few seconds, Canva will suggest 4 options for how these two images can be blended. Alright, as you can see, Canva automatically removed the airplane's background and blended the colors together, so it looks like one image. Now I just need to choose one of the 4 options. As you can see, they are pretty similar, but the airplane colors are slightly different in each. I think this one looks the most believable and realistic. When you're ready, just hit Done, and these two images will become one image. If you want to generate new results, you can click here and Canva will redo the blending. Even though it did a great job this time, just to show you, let me generate some new options. I think I like this one the most, so I will hit Done. As you can see, this is now a single image. It's no longer two separate images. I can resize it, move it across my design, and it acts as one unified image. It is absolutely crazy feature. Now let's move on to the next one.
Just a quick thing, for those of you who want to master Canva faster without spending hours watching videos, I've got something amazing for you. I have created my Canva Second Brain. It's a Notion database filled with everything you need. Tutorials, design ideas, step-by-step guides, shortcuts, Canva apps, and tricks. This is your chance to get my Canva Second Brain at 50% off. Just scan the QR code to grab it now and take your Canva skills to the next level. Now let's get back to the tutorial.
The next feature is Background Remover, which is probably the most useful and basic tool in the Magic Studio, so I'll show it to you very quickly. When I click on the image, I can see the Background Remover feature right at the top. I don't even need to click Edit to access it. It's such a fundamental tool that they've made it super easy to find. So I will click on it, and as you can see, in just a second, Canva removes the image background. Now I can change the background to whatever I want. I can adjust the colors or place anything behind it. If you click on the Background Remover again, you will access the adjustment options for this feature. If you don't like how Canva removed the background and want to tweak it, you can adjust it here. You can change the brush size to erase parts of the image you don't want to use, or restore option to bring parts back. For example, I can remove a little bit here or restore it if I changed my mind. If you regret your edits, you can click on the Reset tool and the image will return to its original state. Another way to access this feature is by clicking on the image, selecting Edit, and choosing the first option in the Magic Studio. Let's move on to the next feature. This feature allows you to grab elements from an image while keeping the background intact. It's a really handy tool, so let me show you how it works. First, I will click on the image I want to grab an element from, whether to move it or delete it or make it bigger. Then I'll click on Edit, and under the Magic Studio section, I will select the Magic Grab feature. Canva will then highlight the elements in my image and you can choose how you want to select the object to grab. You can use the brush tool to paint over the element you want to grab, but let me deselect this because there is an easier option. You can choose the click option and then Canva will automatically highlight the elements in the image. All you have to do is click on the specific element you want to grab. After selecting the element, you just click grab. And it's worth mentioning that if you want to select multiple elements at once, you can click on several elements before hitting grab. For now, I will select just this mug. Then I'll click grab, and as you can see, in just a few seconds, Canva detaches the element from the image. Now I can move this element wherever I want in the image. You might notice there's still a bit of the mug's shadow left behind. Keep in mind this is an AI, so it's not always perfect. But don't worry, later in this video I will show you how to fix issues like this with another tool from Magic Studio. I can also resize the element, move it to wherever I like, or even delete it entirely if needed. It's such a great feature, but now let's move on to the next one. The next feature also lets you grab things from an image, but this time it's text. You can extract text from an image and edit it however you want. Let me show you how it works. First, click on the image you want to grab text from and click Edit. Under the Magic Studio section, click on the little arrow to see the rest of the features and select Grab Text. Canva will then detect all the text in your image and highlight it. If I want to grab the highlighted text, I just need to click on it. As you can see, Canva identifies all the text in the image and selects it automatically. Next, I'll click grab, and in just a few seconds, the text is no longer part of the image. It becomes a text box that I can fully edit. Canva will automatically match the font to a similar one available in its font library. From there, I can resize it, move it, and even change the text itself. For example, I'll type in "Hello World," just a random text. I can adjust the line spacing if needed, make it bigger, and of course, change the text color. Essentially, anything you can do with normal text in Canva, you can do with grabbed text. It's no longer tied to an image. This is super useful if you have a photo with text you want to delete or modify. One last tip, if you want the new text to blend more naturally with the image after you've changed it, try lowering the transparency a little. It will look smoother and more like part of the original image. And that's it. Let's move on to the next feature. The next feature lets you delete elements from your image. Let me show you how it works. Let's say I want to delete this little bowl of shrimps. I'll make sure the image is selected, then go to Edit and choose Magic Erase. Here, Canva lets you select the area you want to erase using a brush. I can simply paint over the object I want to remove. But let's see if Canva detects the shrimp bowl automatically. And yes, when I hover over the shrimp bowl, it seems I can just click on it and choose to erase it. Once I'm ready and have selected all the elements I want to delete, I will click Erase. Let's see how it goes. Okay, as you can see, it's nice, but it's not perfect. It left some kind of a circle in the shape of the shrimp bowl. It looks like a stain on the background. Let me click on it again and try to erase it one more time. Canva actually lets me select it as an element again, so let's give it another try. Okay, it's not better. It's just smaller. That's funny, actually. So the element is smaller now, but let's try using the brush this time. I will increase the brush size a little and paint over what's left of the element. I'm intentionally being less precise so that it erases more naturally and doesn't leave a circle shape. As you can see, it's better, but still not perfect. Unfortunately, AI doesn't always get it right, but don't worry, I know how I can fix this. I will click Reset Tools to bring the shrimp bowl back, and then I'll redo it from the beginning. This time, I will use the brush right away. If I don't make it a perfect circle, it might erase better and look more natural. Let's click Erase again, and yes, it's much better now. The only thing left is a faint shadow, but other than that, it looks great. And now let's move on to the next feature. The next feature lets you generate any image you want with just a simple prompt right inside Canva. Let me show you how it works. Go to Apps, scroll down a bit, and you will see the Magic Media app. With this app, you can generate images, graphics, and even videos using a simple prompt. I've already written a prompt with the help of ChatGPT. You can do this too. You don't have to think of the full prompt yourself, especially if you want to create something more detailed or complicated. I will paste in the prompt here. In short, I want to create a gaming sticker with glowing neon colors and a cyberpunk aesthetic. I want it to include a game controller, a virtual reality headset, and a glowing grid background. It's worth mentioning that you don't have to write a long detailed prompt like this. You can keep it simple, but if you know exactly what you want, I recommend using ChatGPT to create a full prompt for you to paste in. Next, you will choose the style of the image. If you click See All, you can explore the available styles options. For this example, I will leave it as None so you can see how it generates without a specific style. Of course, if you have a particular style in mind, you can select it here. You can also choose the aspect ratio, such as landscape or portrait, depending on your needs. For this example, I will stick with a square format. Down here, you can see other photos created with Magic Media, while that's not relevant for us right now. When you're ready with your prompt and settings, just click Generate Image. It's not always super fast, but I will fast forward this part to save time. Alright, these are the options generated for me. If you like one, you can click on it and it will appear on your design canvas. As you can see, the images are high quality, so you can resize them without losing details. And just like any other photo, you can remove the background. Check out this cool sticker I created using just a prompt in Canva. Of course, there are other options to choose from here. If you like one of them but it's not perfect, you can click the 3 dots and select Generate More like this. Let's try it. As you can see, Canva generates 4 variations of this sticker I liked, but with slight differences. I'll select this one so you can see the difference. It actually looks even better. By the way, Canva free users get 50 lifetime Magic Media text-to-image uses and 5 lifetime text-to-video uses, while Canva Pro users have 500 monthly text-to-image uses and 50 monthly text-to-video uses. It's also important to note that Magic Media is the older version of Canva's image generation tool. In October, Canva released a newer and much better feature called Dreamlab, which I'll show you next. To access the Dreamlab, go to the homepage of Canva and on the left menu, you will see the Dreamlab. It's essentially the same as Magic Media, but with more advanced options and better results. I'll paste in the same prompt I used earlier, a gaming sticker with glowing neon colors, a game controller, a virtual reality headset, and a glowing grid background. If I'm happy with the settings below, I can just hit Enter in my keyboard or click Generate, and it will create 4 options for me. Before we generate the images, let me explain the settings. The first thing here is image reference. You can now add an image as a style reference. Soon, Canva will also allow to add an image for content reference to match the structure or shape, or for vibe reference to set the overall feel. These features are coming soon, but I'll skip adding an image anyway for now to see how it compares to Magic Media. The second option here is to choose the style. Like we did before with the Magic Media, you have fewer options actually here compared to the Magic Media, but I will just keep it in smart mode. And aspect ratio as before, but here you have more options. When you're ready, hit Enter or click Generate and it will create 4 image options. By the way, Canva free users get 20 lifetime Dreamlab uses, while Canva Pro users have 500 monthly uses per billing month. Alright, as you can see, Dreamlab produces much more professional images. The stickers look incredible and I love the vibrant colors. When you hover over the image, you have a few options. If you click on the three dots here, the first option is to use this image as a style reference, as I showed you before, for generating more images in a similar style. You can also copy, download, or report the image if it's inappropriate. Of course, you can delete it too if you don't want to see it here anymore. If I click on an image, I can view it in a larger format. From here, I can copy the prompt to reuse it or open the image in a new Canva design. Let's click on it and see how it looks in a new design. Once it's in a design, you can do anything you want with it. For example, if I want to turn this into a sticker, I can remove the background and it looks amazing. You can then download it without the background or even print it directly with Canva. Now let's move on to the next feature. This feature is truly special. It lets you add or edit elements to your images using AI. Let me show you how it works. First, I click on the image and go to Edit. Under the Magic Studio section, I will see the Magic Edit feature. Next, you can use a brush to paint over the elements you want to edit or places you want to add new element to. You can adjust the brush size for more precision if needed. But let me show you a simpler way to do this. Switching to click mode, Canva will automatically detect the elements in the image and you can simply click on the one you want to edit to select it. Let's try changing this vase. After selecting it, I will need to describe what I want to change or add. Let's see what happens if I type "make it blue." I'll click Generate and Canva will create 4 variations of this change. Sometimes it may take a few extra seconds to load completely. You can click on the generated image to view them in a full screen and choose the one that works best for you. As you can see, the differences here are subtle. It's mostly the shade of the blue and the shadowing. I think I will choose this one. It looks pretty good. It even looks like it was always blue. If you're happy with the changes, click Done at the bottom. You can also go back to the text box and add more instructions if needed. For example, I will update the prompt to say "make it dark blue." Click Generate again and see what happens. Alright, this looks great. It actually turned into a darker blue and I think this version looks the best. I will hit Done and here's the image after the edits. Let's move on to the next feature. This feature allows you to add textures and patterns to text and elements in your design. Let me show you how it works. First, go to Apps, search for Magic Morph and click on the app. The first thing you need to do is select an element or text in your design. It can be a text element like this one here, or it can be a graphic such as this star shape. If you don't already have something to test, you can add an element or text to try out the app from here. But let me start with this Merry Christmas text I've already created. Next, you need to write a description of how you want the text to look like. For this example, I want to turn the text into a gingerbread texture with this Christmas vibe. Let's see how it works. I'll click on Magic Morph. After a few seconds, Canva will generate 4 options based on the description. When you click on one of the options, the updated text will appear on your canvas as an image. I'll make this one bigger so you can see. Okay, it's not the best result, so I will delete it and try another one. This one is a bit closer. The texture looks like bread or cookie, but it's still not quite what I meant. Here's a quick tip. Sometimes you will get better results if you split the text into separate words. Let's try that now. Let's see the new result. I will add this option and make it bigger so we can take a closer look. I didn't get the white frosting effect I wanted. Let's try another one. Okay, and I think the third option is exactly what I wanted. It looks really cute. Let's add the last one just to compare. So here are all 4 options and they look pretty adorable. If you're not satisfied, you can click Create again to generate 4 new options based on the same description. Now let's try changing this star shape into something new. I will move everything out of the way for a second and click on the star. This time I want to add a foil balloon texture to it. Let's see how it turns out. Wow, this is crazy. What was just a solid color star shape now looks like a shiny purple foil balloon. Look at these balloons, they are so fun. Now let me tweak it a bit. I will add the word green to the description so the texture matches the Christmas theme of this design. Okay, these are just beautiful. I absolutely love how they turned out. Now let's move on to the next feature. This feature is an AI text generator inside Canva. It helps you modify your text and add new text to your design with AI. Let me show you how it works. So let's say I want to make this paragraph longer. I can just click on the text box and then I will see on top an icon of this magic pencil, which is the Magic Write feature. I will click on it and then I will have many options of things I can do to the text. I can ask it to continue writing, make it shorter, rewrite this, and all of the other options you see here. The option to change voice is actually the option to apply my brand's tone of voice to this text. If you're using brand kits in Canva, you can define your brand's tone of voice there, and then you can rewrite text in your designs according to your brand's tone of voice. I made a full video about how to create your brand kit in Canva. I'll link this one on top of the screen and in the video description if you want to watch it later. Let's try to click on it and see how Magic Write changes this paragraph to match my brand's tone of voice. As you can see here on top, I can see the name of my brand, so it means the Magic Write is changing the text according to it. And you can see the paragraph has changed. It's the same message, but with different tone of voice now. If I like the result, I can click on Replace, and it will replace the text in the text box with the new text Magic Write created for me. I can also click Add Below if I want to add the paragraph below the existing text in the text box, or click here to copy the text. Then I can click on More Like This if I want Magic Write to generate a new version of this text. Or if I want to generate the text again but with new instructions, I can click on this but and write what I want to change. For example, this but longer. And then it will keep the concept of what I wanted, but it will make it longer. And as you can see, it does what I said, and this paragraph is much longer now. So this is the first option for using Magic Write. Again, if you click on the text box and then click on the magic pencil at the top, you can change it however you need. By the way, it can also fix spelling if you don't want to change the text, but just want to make sure it's correct. You can click on Fix Spelling. And the last option here is to add a custom prompt if you have something in mind that's not on the list. For example, let's use the example, turn this into a list. I will click Generate, and you can see that it took the text in the text box and created a list from it. Okay, so these are the things you can do with text that already exist in your design. But there's another way to use Magic Write if you don't have any text in your design and you want to generate new text. You can go to the bottom left corner and click on Quick Action button. Choose the Magic Write option, and then you will have a space to enter any prompt you want. Before I write anything here, I can choose the tone of voice for the text it will generate to match my brand's tone of voice, as I showed you before. So I will just click on it, and then it will write in my brand's tone of voice. Here you can write really whatever you want, but let's just see the examples Canva offers, so I will click on Try an Example. It suggested this prompt, structured outline for a patent application for a new invention. Okay, let's try just to see what it will give me. I will click Generate, and exactly as ChatGPT, I just write a prompt and it generates whatever I asked for. This time it created a structured outline for a patent application. It was super random to ask for this, but just to show you that you can ask it to generate whatever text you need without leaving Canva. As I showed you before, if I want to generate a new result of the same prompt, I can click on More Like This, or generate a new result with more instructions. If I click on Insert, it will create a new text box with the text it just generated. And by the way, this feature is also available for Canva free users. You have 50 lifetime users with this, and Pro users got 500 monthly users. It's a really nice tool. It lets you change text or add text inside Canva without switching to other tools like ChatGPT, so it can really save you a lot of time. Alright, so we have only 2 features left to cover in this video, so let's quickly move to the next feature. The next feature allows you to add animations to all your pages in the design with just a click. Let me show you how it works. I will click anywhere on my design and then I will click on Animate at the top. Under Page Animation, I will see the option to animate the entire design using Magic Animate. This feature lets me animate all the pages in my design with a single click. I can choose one of the templates here, but the first option is Canva's recommended style based on the elements in my design. If I hover over this option, I can see how this style looks on my page. I can also check out the alternative styles by hovering over them with my mouse to preview how they look. As you can see, there are lots of style options available. I think I like the elegant style the most, so I will click on it. At the top, you can see that my design has been animated. Now all my pages have animations, some with transitions between them and some with animations directly on the page. I will just switch to full screen so we can see the animations Canva created for me. And remember, I only clicked once. It was so easy to apply these animations. Thanks to AI, my entire presentation is now fully animated. Let me go back for a second. If this feature is applied, you will see an adjust icon right here. If you click Remove all animations below, it won't cancel the Magic Animate feature entirely, it will only disable the animation on the particular page. If you want to remove the Magic Animate effect from all pages, you will need to click on the Adjust icon and then select Remove Magic Animation at the bottom. One last thing to note, if you're on a specific page and have an element selected, the Magic Animate option won't appear under Animate. You will need to be in the Page section to see it. Alright, that's it for Magic Animate. Let's move on to the last feature in this video. If you've watched all the way to this point, I'm so proud of you. This has been a long video packed with tons of features and information, so let's finish strong with the final feature. This feature allows you to expand an image with AI if you need to change its ratio or add a bit more to fit your design needs. Let me show you how it works. The first thing we do is click on the image, go to Edit, and under Magic Studio section, click on the Magic Expand feature. Next, we need to select the size of the image we want. The first option, Freedom, lets you stretch the image borders freely and decide where you want it to be expanded. You can also choose the option Size Whole Page, which will automatically stretch the image to cover your entire design page. There's also an option to change the aspect ratio to 1:1 if that's what you need. It's important to note that images with faces, hands, or transparent backgrounds don't work well with expansion, as Canva mentions here. In general, Magic Expand works best when expanding backgrounds rather than people or objects. This is because AI will fill the expanded space based on what it thinks is right, and it doesn't always work well with detailed elements like people or objects. Now let's see how it works. I will click Expand and Canva will generate 4 expanded versions of the image. As you can see, it completed the image to fill the whole page. You can clearly tell where the original image ends and the expanded parts begin. It's nice, but it's not perfect. This is just the first option, but you can click on the other options to see if one of them works better for your design. This one looks pretty nice, but the others are quite similar. Now let's try this expansion on a different image to see if it works better. I'll scroll down a bit, click on this image and see if Canva can properly complete the walking trail. Again, I'll go to Edit, select Magic Expand, choose Whole Page to fill the blank space, and then click Expand. Let's see what Canva gives me. Okay, you can clearly see that this isn't part of the original image. It looks a bit strange actually. Let's check the other options. Okay, overall it's nice, not perfect, but I think you get the idea by now. Some images will turn out really well, while others might be okay, so keep that in mind when using this feature. And that's a wrap for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to take your Canva text design to the next level, check out the next video. See you there!